You're lying in bed, lights off, phone 6 inches from your face. You open your banking app like you're defusing a bomb. And there it is, 4 digits. Finally, $1,000. Real money, your money. For about 8 seconds, you feel rich. Not yacht rich, just normal person rich. Like maybe life is finally about to calm down. Maybe the overdraft fees stop. Maybe the next flat tire doesn't become a family emergency. And then the catch shows up. Your car starts making that sound. Your landlord emails about routine upgrades, which is landlord language for your rent is about to get creative. Your credit card app throws confetti and says you're pre-approved for more spending, because apparently the reward for surviving the desert is debt with better lighting. That's the part nobody explains. Being broke is expensive while you're broke, obviously. Late fees, interest, minimums, bad timing. But it's also expensive the second you finally get a little breathing room, because the whole system suddenly treats your tiny cushion like fresh meat. The minute you hit a number that feels safe, the rules change, your brain changes, the ads change. And most people don't lose that first stack of money because they're dumb. They lose it because they think it was a finish line, when really it was just the floor. Because when you're broke, life works like a roller coaster built by a credit card company. Every tiny drop gets amplified. A $40 overdraft becomes a chain reaction. Cheap stuff breaks faster. You buy the budget shoes, then buy them again. You skip maintenance, then pay for the emergency version later. And if that sounds dramatic, look at how normal this is. A huge number of adults in America still can't cover a small emergency with cash. Millions of people don't have enough savings to cover even a few months of bills. And a lot of workers know, deep down, that their retirement plan is basically vibes and hope. So if one annoying surprise can wreck your whole month, congratulations, you are experiencing being almost everyone. You're not broken. You're standing in a system where instability costs extra, and stability gets sold back to you at a premium. That's the rich tax nobody calls a tax. No emergency fund? The credit card becomes the emergency fund. Need a car today? Worse loan. Need to move fast? More deposits, more junk fees. Need cash now? You solve the fire in front of you, and fires are expensive. My name is Banan. I'm obsessed with how money actually works in real life, not in spreadsheet fantasy land. This is education and entertainment only, not financial advice. I'm not an advisor. Talk to a qualified professional before making financial decisions.
Here's where the game changes. Phase 1 is the grind to the number. Usually it's the first 500, then 1,000, then maybe 1 month of expenses. In Phase 1, the goal is obvious: survive, stack cash, stop the bleeding. Phase 2 is harder because now the pain backs off just enough to make you sloppy. Your brain starts negotiating. I've been good for months. I deserve this. It's just one upgrade. And honestly, that makes sense. Scarcity is exhausting. So when relief finally shows up, your nervous system doesn't want a lecture. It wants comfort. Meanwhile, the system sees your stability before you do. Banks love the version of you that finally stopped missing payments, because now you look responsible enough to lend to and stressed enough to monetize. So the offers start rolling in. Buy now, pay later, bigger credit line, fancy travel card, new car payment that's only a little more, subscription upgrades, lifestyle creep in heels. And the cruel joke is that rewards feel justified after scarcity. When you've been deprived, any comfort feels like healing. Sometimes it is. A safer car, better shoes for work, fixing the tooth you postponed for 6 months. That's not failure. The problem is when every improvement becomes permanent overhead. Then your old broke life gets replaced by a more stylish broke life. This is why the first money milestone is not about celebration. It's about conversion. You have to convert relief into structure. If you don't, the same money that could have become freedom just becomes more monthly obligations wearing a friendly app interface. The math here is boring, which is exactly why it matters. Suppose you protect that first $1,000 and then add $300 a month into a broad, low-cost index fund earning 7% annually on average. In 10 years, that becomes roughly $52,000. In 20 years, around $156,000. Now compare that with revolving debt.
Credit card interest rates have been sitting at brutal levels for a while. Your money is either quietly compounding for you or aggressively compounding against you with much better marketing. And boring really does win long term. The people who automate, diversify, and stop trying to outsmart every market wiggle usually end up in a much better place than the people chasing the perfect move every other Tuesday. Less drama, fewer emotional decisions, more actual progress. Think about Alex and Jordan.
Alex hits $1,000 and feels invincible for the first time in years. Totally fair. So Alex upgrades the phone, keeps carrying a card balance just for points, says yes to a car payment that looked manageable on a calm month, and starts treating every decent paycheck like proof the hard part is over. 6 months later, one repair hits, the balance grows teeth, and Alex is right back in the old cycle, except now the fixed expenses are higher. Jordan hits the same 1,000 and does something less sexy. Jordan names it the floor, not the finish line, the floor. Then Jordan sets one rule. Every raise, tax refund, or extra side income gets split. Some goes to the emergency pile, some goes to investing, some goes to actual fun, because if your plan has no joy in it, your plan is cosplay. Jordan automates the investing, keeps lifestyle upgrades slow, and stays suspicious whenever a company acts weirdly excited to help. A year later, Alex feels like money disappears mysteriously. Jordan feels something way more valuable than rich, less fragile. And that matters, because a lot of people look okay on the outside right before one badly timed expense reminds them the margin was thinner than it seemed. So here's the playbook. Number 1. Protect your first number like it is sacred. Call it your floor. 500, 1,000, 1 month of expenses. That number is not extra, it is structural. Number 2. Build a growth layer immediately, even if it's $50 or $100 a month. The amount matters less than proving money can move toward your future automatically. Number 3. Build an options layer. Cash for flexibility. 3 months of expenses if you can. The power to leave a bad job. The power to say no without panicking. Number 4. Be suspicious of anything that appears the second you look stable. New debt, new subscriptions, new monthly obligations. If a company suddenly believes in your potential, ask what they get paid when you believe it too. Because the point of money is not to look upgraded, it's to become harder to control, harder to trap, harder to scare. Money is options, breathing room, the ability to make a decision based on what's smart instead of what stops the pain by Friday. That's why being broke is so expensive in America. Not because poor people are bad at money, because the system is tuned so that every gap costs more. Every emergency arrives with a service charge, and every tiny step towards stability gets mobbed by products designed to turn your progress into revenue. So, yes, celebrate your first number. Be proud of it. But the real catch is this. Your first $1,000 or $5,000 or whatever your number is only changes your life if you protect it like it's the floor, not the finish line.